Join us today. I'm very pleased to welcome Kimberly Darlington, Director of Communications with Osisko Metals, to come join us and talk about Osisko Metals and everything that is happening with the company. Kimberly, welcome.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Pleased to be here.
It's great to have you. And so tell us about Osisko Metals. In a sense, there are a lot of Osisko companies out there. So for those that maybe have heard of Osisko, what is Osisko Metals doing? Give us a little bit of background on the company.
Sure. Well, you are correct. There are a lot of Osisko metals. And as I often say, we're sort of like the Marvel universe. We're all related. We have a lot of people who are on boards that are executives of other Osiskos, but they are separate companies. And the company that I'm working with is Osisko Metals. We're focused on critical metals, in particular zinc. We have a zinc project in the Northwest Territories, and copper, our flagship project in Quebec.
Okay, excellent. So two projects in Canada, and the copper project is in Quebec, and that's called Gaspé. Is that correct?
That's right. It's the Gaspé copper project. It's a past producing mine. It was operated by Noranda from 1955 to 1999 when it closed because the price of copper was uneconomic. But things have changed. We need copper more than ever. So I think it's time to take another look.
Okay, great. And what stage is the project at?
Well, because it was completely closed and the site was reclaimed, it's really back to the beginning. Our CEO, Robert Wares, was a junior geologist at Gaspé Copper in the 1990s, and he left there always knowing there was more copper to be found. We acquired the project from Glencore in July 2023 and have been working on doing some definition drilling to see just how much resource is left. We recently published some news saying that our initial resource estimate, well, the second resource estimate that came out in May of this year had increased by 53%. We're now at 824 million tons in the indicated category, and a lot more in the inferred as well. So we want to do a 70,000 meter drill program in 2025 to further define the resource.
Okay, excellent. And you mentioned some of the team members or former team members. Could you tell us about the team that is working at Osisko?
Yeah, they've been talking about being like the Blues Brothers getting the band back together because one of our fellow Osisko companies, Osisko Mining, just sold its main asset, Windfall, to Goldfields. That deal closed earlier this year. So that management team most of them are coming over to Osisko Metals. They'll be starting in a couple weeks, and that will bring some more leadership, proven, experienced leadership team to the company. They're also coming with $100 million bought deal financing, which is expected to close around December 11th, which will allow us to be fully funded up to final investment decision at Gaspé.
Interesting. Okay, so the company is funded to continue work into 2025. Is that correct?
All the way up to final investment decision, which we expect to reach in 2029.
Okay, excellent. And so where are we then in the roadmap? It sounds like you have a great, super interesting copper project in Quebec. You also have the zinc project. What do things look like in, say, the next 6 months to 2 years at Osisko Metals?
Well, as I say, we're going to be launching that drill program. So we're working on designing that now. We'll be continuing our environmental work on the site. We also are advancing our social acceptability. We're very fortunate in the fact that the neighboring town of Murdochville is a former mine town that was built by Noranda back in the 50s. So most of its residents are super excited about the mine coming back and reopening again. We've also been having great discussions with the local First Nations, the Mi'kmaq Nation of Gaspé. And we are really pleased that the government has been incredibly supportive. And in fact, we're looking forward early in the new year to getting started with them because Gaspé has been selected as the pilot project for a new program that the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forests is putting together to help companies that are developing mining projects really maximize the economic benefits for the region. And this is a region that really needs it.
Okay, excellent. And by government, you mean provincial government,
That's
like
right.
government of
Yeah,
Quebec?
correct.
Okay, great. So you mentioned social acceptability too. So things are going well in that regard. Could you just expand a little bit on social acceptability and what that means as far as the project is concerned?
Well, I think most projects can't go forward without social acceptability. I think it's not just a nice to have anymore, it's a must have. And as I say, I think we're incredibly fortunate in the sense that we do have communities that are very excited. I get emails, probably 2 or 3 emails a week from people who formerly worked at the mine. Either they had to leave the region because there were no more jobs, so they went to work in the Abitibi, but they're super excited about the possibility of coming back, or they still live there and they would love to come work at the mine again or see their children have a lucrative career in the mine. So, I think in that way, we're very fortunate. There are some people who were not around when the mine was opened. I wouldn't say that they're against the project. I would say that they're more just uncertain as to what it will mean for them. So we're trying to do as much as we can to be very open, to talk to them about the implications and to keep them informed of all developments.
Okay, excellent. And just finally, briefly, what is your takeaway here for investors? What do you want them to know about Osisko Metals?
Well, if you believe in copper and if you believe in the energy transition, I think you should believe in copper, because without copper wiring, it doesn't matter whether your energy is renewable or not. You're not going to get it from the place where it's generated to the place where it's needed. So I believe copper is the critical metal. And if you believe that projects in Canada and safe jurisdictions like Quebec are pretty good bets, then I think that Osisko Metals is a good bet.
Kimberly Darlington, Director of Communications for Osisko Metals, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Adrian. It's been a pleasure.